public comment. So if you would like to comment on this, well, let's get back to Mr. Jackson, who patiently was waiting to comment.
I have a presentation she's handing out. Mr. Alders, do we have that presentation? Thank you. Mayor, members of council, I want to address the proposed egregious water rate increases affecting Yorba Linda residents. Next, some of you may have seen the ABC 7 news story on these increases. We're thankful that ABC 7 covered this story, but it appears the Water District gave them misleading information. This proposed increase would raise between $7.5 to $8 million in year one, not 5.7. 5.7 million is based on just 9 months from October to June. And the meter fee would increase up to another 11%, not 5%, each of the next 4 years. Next. Here's the information from the Prop 218 notice. Notice the current 1-inch meter fee is $16.77. Anaheim charges $6.55. Let me repeat that, $6.55. Under this proposal, in 4 years, the fee could be $63.81. That is a near quadrupling of the rate over 4 years and 10 times the cost of Anaheim. It's excessive and unacceptable. Here's the meter number data taken from the 2015 water and sewer rate study showing the breakdown of the proposed increases. Even if the board chose not to increase rates again next July, the annual increases would be over $7.5 million. This proposal gives them the discretion to set the year one cost up to $8 million. Next, the budget. The board approved an increase of $1.15 million in salary-related expenses for the current budget. President Collette came up here and said in retrospect it wasn't a good idea to give that second increase in just 11 months to the public information officer. But it's a little too late. I have a lot of respect for Mr. Collette, but he was a deciding vote on a 3-2 vote on just July 23rd for that second 20% increase. The board also approved an increase of $3.7 million in surplus and supplies and services expenses, with increases to communications, district activities, employee recognition, training, travel, and conferences, to name a few. These aren't the expenses, these are the increases. Where is the shared sacrifice? Professor Decker recently said, quote, "In business, customers come first. In any monopoly, the monopoly always comes first. The Yorba Linda Water District is a classic example of this," end quote. So who is the Water District putting first? Instead of cutting costs, the Water District is raising expenses, handing out raises, and using fear-mongering to try to stop the protest. Next. If we want to stop these excessive increases, we need to send protest letters to the Water District. To do so, you can write a protest letter addressed to the district secretary referencing the proposed water and sewer rate increases with your name, address, and signature. If anyone would like to sign a protest letter tonight, we have a table set up outside with these template letters. And finally, council, your assistance is also needed, as the city is the water ratepayer on many parcels throughout the city. We are requesting that you agendize this item for discussion for the September 1st council meeting and formally protest this increase on all those parcels. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Hansen?
Mayor Hernandez, council members, city staff, and fellow Yorba Linda residents. My name is John Hansen. I'm a 40-year Yorba Linda resident. I appreciate the opportunity to express my views and concerns related to the pending Yorba Linda Water District base fee increases. This is an issue that is resonating within our community, and in my experiences the past 2 weeks, there appears to be unanimous and passionate opposition to the board's outrageous proposal. I want to thank Councilman Lindsay for arranging a meeting that I attended along with Mayor Hernandez and Councilwoman Wong at the Yorba Linda Water District offices this past Thursday. During the meeting, I was able to express the concerns of the community and listen to the board's reasoning for their fee hike proposal. Also in attendance was Mr. Mark Antonio, the General Manager of the Yorba Linda Water District, Mr. Rick Collette, the current Director of the Board, and Mr. Mike Beveridge, a longtime board member. After listening to Mr. Mark Antonio's lengthy explanation of many issues facing the district, I was able to begin asking questions that the community has regarding the fee increases and our concerns regarding the apparent lack of cost cutting as part of the Yorba Linda Water District 2015-16 budget. Many of my concerns related to the district's 2015-16 budget have been covered by Mr. Eddy Jackson, so I will not further belabor many of his points. I want to thank Mayor Hernandez for his observations and pointed comments in the meeting on Thursday and also tonight. Mayor Hernandez has heard the concerns of the citizens, and I think he gets it. I hope, Mayor, that you will continue to be an advocate for the residents as it relates to this matter of exorbitant rate increases and resist the pressure to, again, pass the buck down to the taxpayers of Yorba Linda. What I want to discuss tonight will bring the spotlight of public knowledge to out-of-control personnel costs at the Yorba Linda Water District. Specifically, I would like to address the issues related to the hiring of the current public information officer and the 2 subsequent raises that he has received that amounts to a 45% pay increase over the past 11 months. It appears that rather than spending those funds to adequately address costs across the budget, the Yorba Linda Water District chose to award a 45% raise to one man with the hopes that he would be able to lead the residents of Yorba Linda to blindly finance the district's irresponsible spending. I would like to lay out the details as follows. Per information gathered from Transparent California, in 2013, the current PIO for Yorba Linda Water District received a salary of $102,042 plus benefits. At the time, the PIO position held a job classification of ME30. At the September 25, 2014 Yorba Linda board meeting, the PIO position was elevated to an ME33 salary that effectively provided a raise to the PIO, which brought his salary to a maximum of $118,439. In addition to that raise, the PIO was given the following additional benefits: $400 per month car allowance, a deferred compensation match dollar for dollar for up to 2% of his newly increased salary, and an additional benefit of 40 hours of management administrative leave. For reasons that no reasonable person could understand, the 16% raise that the PIO received last year was not enough. Just on July 23, 2015, the board once again voted to elevate the PIO position to what is now classified as ME37. Of course, with this new classification, the pay range for the PIO was raised substantially. With the new classification, the salary was raised to $147,601. In my meeting last week, I asked Mr. Mark Antonio and Yorba Linda Water District board members who were present how they could justify such an exorbitant pay increase to one individual. They brought up 2 reasons to justify the raise. The first, with the ongoing drought and pending Sacramento policy changes, the PIO had agreed to take on the added responsibility to learn and monitor the changes that would be coming from Sacramento.
You want to wrap up here, Mr. Hansen?
This explanation fails to hold water when viewed next to the $60,000 budget expenditure that the board has earmarked for legislative consultants. It appears that we have paid twice for the same job. The second reason for the elevation of the position and the huge pay raise was the position was now to be classified as a management position. I thought that was odd and asked Mr. Mark Antonio and Collette who the PIO would be managing. With straight faces, they informed me that the new part-time water cops would be managed by the PIO. Thus, instead of managing these part-time temporary employees within the existing management structure, it appears that the board has used this drought Perfect. Thank you, Mayor.